Hello, everyone. I'm sorry. I posted my Discord live, but I I was fixing my audio, so that's why there's a little bit of delay between the Discord live notification and then actually going live on YouTube. But I hope the audio is good. I hope the microphone's good. Sometimes when I restart my computer, everything just deletes itself. I don't know why. It happens once in a while. So I had to redo my audio setup, my OBS setup, and yeah, I found that out afterwards. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate it. Dennis was fixing my audio. Thank you. I'm glad that it sounds good. And I was practicing yelling into the microphone too to see if it's going to be too loud for your guys' ears. Because sometimes I do yell on stream. Sometimes we do a lot of yelling on here. Okay, so I wonder, should I redo my Discord message? I mean, it was 10 minutes ago. I think it's okay. Yeah, I think it's fine. We'll leave it at that. So that should be good. Okay, by the way, a video just posted because I streamed it a couple days ago, but it got one of those like random like immediate auto flag for like the I don't know, like the monetization thing. So I just posted a video. I think it went out like either this morning or maybe like last night. It's the one with the reacting to Legal Eagles Alex Murdoch on testifying on the witness stand. So that video just went out. And anything else that's like impending? Because sometimes some videos don't go out right away because sometimes YouTube have issues with it. And I usually just wait until it settles and then we make it go live and everything should be all good. Include introducing podcasts in studio. Wait, what? You can now create and manage podcasts and studios. Wait, they have a podcast section on YouTube now? What's that? Is that new? Hello. Hi. How are you doing today? How's it going? And then also, I wasn't going to stream on YouTube today because I need to go stream on Twitch. But there's a couple things that popped up on my feed and I wanted to talk to you guys about it. And we could just watch it together. Oh, I forgot to post this video. Forgot about that. Okay. As long as the live stream went up, though. So I think that should be good. Okay. As long as the live stream went up, that should be good. And then... We'll leave it here. Okay. Oh, crap. I hate it when you edit a video and then you upload it to YouTube and then you completely forget to do anything with it. So I'm just sitting there. I'll probably upload it later today, maybe. Hi, Love and Live. How are you doing today? How's it going? Hello, hello. So this stream shouldn't be too long. I just wanted to watch a couple things with you guys. It'll just be like a true crime day, you know, as always on this channel. Law and Crime just put out this video interviewing one of Alex Murdoch's financial victim. And so I wanted to watch it with y'all. And there was I don't know, there's a couple of like Brian Kohberger videos. Maybe we'll watch it. We'll see if we get to it. But I think there's some other stuff that I wanted to get to before that as well. Hi, Brandon. How are you doing today? What's up, Bleep? How's it going? You guys having a great day? Oh, so yesterday, I mentioned this. I'm going to turn off the music real quick. Yesterday, I mentioned this. I didn't stream yesterday because what happened was my neighbor's tree fell down, knocked down a telephone line. And so when I went to go check up on it the next morning, I saw they were like cutting up the trees and stuff. And I was like, oh, look at all those beautiful materials that I could just reuse and repurpose in my yard, my garden. So I talked to like the guy and they were just gonna dump like the shredded tree up, you know? And so I just asked him to just dump in my backyard. So I have like shredded tree chips right now in my backyard and I got a bunch of tree stumps. And yeah, I'm gonna watch a lot of YouTube videos to see what I can do with those. But I'm having fun. You're shoving a lot of fries into your face right now. So yeah, I'm good. Where'd you go? McDonald's? Burger King? Wendy's? Where'd you get your French fries from? From Oregon. Always enjoy to listen to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Is it snowstorming in Oregon right now? I feel like a lot of people are having a lot of really crazy weather stuff that they're dealing with. So in LA, we're getting a lot of rain, like a lot of rain. And even though I was really excited initially, there's some stuff that I got to do in my yard first and then it can rain. But right now I'm trying to wait for my yard to dry up because I got to go back and do a little bit more weeding and I can't do it when it's all muddy and stuff. Oh, homemade. Have you ever tried homemade taro fries? It's really good. It might sound too healthy. It sounds yucky gross, but if you ever go to the Asian grocery store, get the taro and then cut up into like French fry sizes and then deep fry them. Put a little bit of like salt in there. Oh my God, they're so good. I highly recommend getting some taro fries. I don't know if it's healthier, but it's fried. It's good. It's delicious. And then you got to dip it in spicy mayo. Oh, yummy. Oh, it's a sunny day, 52 degrees. I have someone that lives in, where do they live? In Chicago. And apparently in Chicago, the weather is like really nice over there. It's like beautiful. It's sunny. And over here in LA, it's just rainy. And like, I'm trying to go out and play tennis, but like, it's been too rainy and cold lately. I don't know. I feel like we had such a rough winter over here in LA. And then also, my throat is still kind of like a little bit gritty nitty, you know, because I don't know. I'm like sort of sick, sort of not sick right now, but I think it's just like the aftermath stuff. But I feel fine. I said this 2 days ago. I feel fine. It's just that I'm just having a lot of like nasally throat stuff, but it's only bad at night. You've had sweet potato fries, so I probably would like them. You know, I'm not a fan of sweet potato fries. I don't know why. I love sweet potato, but sweet potato fries they're like mid to me. They're all right. It's kind of weird. It's 55 and sunny in Cleveland, Ohio. I think we're getting good weather today in LA. I think, because I think today's a day where it's actually not raining, and I can go out in my yard and start doing some more weed work and all that good stuff. It's raining again this weekend. Oh, like I want it to rain, but I just want to do all my yard stuff first, and then it can rain, because I got to do the mulching, I got to do the stone stuff, I got to do the weeding stuff. And sorry, I've been complaining about yard work for the past month now with you guys, but I'm going to make you guys suffer with me. But other than that, I just want to do a little bit of a YouTube stream today. So a couple things that I want to do. Let me look at my title really quick, because I actually forgot what my other topic was going to be. What was my other topic again? Let's see. We have Murdaugh Victim Speaks out. Oh, okay. So I first want to watch one of Alex Murdaugh's financial victims speaks out. They do an interview with Law and Crime. I wanted to watch it with you guys. Short interview, but what I really wanted to watch with you guys, oh my God, this popped up my feed. I think it's on Court TV, and there's a trial that's going on right now. So there's actually a couple trials that's going on right now. But the one that popped up in my feed today is, I think it's called like the ex-boyfriend obsessive murders or something. I think that's what it's called. Apparently there is his man who was really obsessed with his ex-girlfriend, and he ends up murdering her partner at the time, like her boyfriend. So it sounds really messy, but right now the man's daughter is on the stand, and they don't show her face or anything because she's like underage and stuff. But dude, when she goes up there and starts talking about all the crazy stuff that like her dad was asking her to do, I was like, okay, I need to pause this and I need to watch this with you guys. But it was kind of wild. And when she talks about her dad and the stuff that like the dad would make her do in order to like spy on her mom. And dude, I don't know. It just sounds really unhinged. I haven't really been watching any of the trials because I was trying to take a break from the Murdoch stuff, you know, and trials in general. But, you know, sometimes it pops up in my feed. I think it's really interesting. And yeah, I want to watch it with you guys. You saw that thumbnail? Yeah, I was like, should I start the day off with this? Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's just start the day off with true crime. And usually when I start off the day with true crime, I end up watching with you guys. But yeah, let's watch this really quick. Again, this is one of the financial victims that speak out. And I do think they mentioned this during the trial when Waters was confronting Creighton about, you know, all the financial misdeeds and all the clients he scammed. I do believe this victim was one of the ones that was mentioned when he was on the stand. Oh my God, I can't talk. But other than that, how are you guys doing today? You guys doing good? Hope you guys are doing well. Let me see. I think we're going to watch this in 1.25 speed. Okay, so let's watch this. Let's watch the trial with the obsessive ex-boyfriend stuff, and then maybe we'll get to Kohberger stuff because there are some videos that were uploaded that I wanted to watch as well. But man, have you guys been following any of the stuff? I want to know what your thoughts are. I actually mixed up the obsessive ex-boyfriend trial with the ice cream man murders. I thought that was the same thing. I thought there was an ice cream man that was murdering his ex or something. And yeah, I don't know. I mixed it all up, but they're all separate. They're like separate trials. There's just so much going on right now. Hey, Nocturnal, how are you doing today? I also started drinking coffee again. Didn't notice it change anything, so I might just keep drinking it since I enjoy it. Or like maybe just drink it in like, you know, smaller amounts. Weren't you drinking like, I don't know, like 5, 6, 10 cups of coffee a day or something? Maybe just drink like 1 a day, 2 a day or something like that. Just like don't overdrink it, I guess. Hi, Judy. How are you doing today? Hello, hello. How's it going? Okay, so let's start off with this. The title says, I trusted him. Alex Murdaugh's 1 million theft victim speaks out against a Grace lawyer and banker as well. So she's going to mention Alex Murdaugh and then also Russell Lafitte. If you guys remember, Russell Lafitte was mentioned a couple times during the trial. And I thought it was really interesting how Alex Murdaugh was trying so hard. It seems like he was trying so hard to protect this Russell Lafitte. He was like, oh, Russell didn't know anything about it. Russell was just doing his job. You know, Russell wasn't a part of this. Like, Russell's also being investigated as well. But okay, we'll see where it goes with that.
Who were the Plowlers?
They were two young girls from Colombia.
They were underage when they became your clients?
Yes, sir.
Two sisters, Elena and Hannah Plyler, trusted Alec Murdoch.
Hold on a second. Why is this audio so low? I'm sorry. I'm gonna boost it up to 100%. So this is Creighton asking about the Plower girls.
When they lost their mom and brother in a car crash, we have the story of how that trust was abused and their money misused.
Dude, it's so messed up. So I've already watched like I think like the first like 75% of it, and I was like, you know what? I need to watch this. Green tea gets you more caffeine wasted, but you have to drink it a lot. I'm naturally hyper, so no coffee for me, but I love the smell. I hate the smell of coffee. I think coffee smells like, I don't know, coffee smells like dog poop to me. It has like that burnt, like, I don't know, poopy smell. Not a huge fan of coffee, and it makes me really crazy as well, which I don't like. I just don't like, I don't like caffeine usually in general because it makes me crazy. Like if I get like a bubble tea, I can't drink if it's like, I can't drink the whole thing if it's like green tea or black tea. Just a little bit. Hi, Black Pope. How are you doing today? How's it going? But yeah, I'm also naturally hyper too, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I do like cold brew though. I have mentioned this before. Cold brew or like nitro or something like that. That's actually kind of tasty, but I don't really drink it.
I've covered a lot of crime stories over the years, many of them here at
Hi,
Law and Crime,
Anjanette.
and it always gets me thinking about how important it is to stay safe. Well, this can help you do that. It's called Calm Pepper Spray.
What is this?
It's a small but...
Wait, what happened to the Raid Shadow Legends? I feel like I saw one Raid Shadow Legends ad they did, and I never saw it ever again. I thought it was so funny because like I'm used to seeing Raid Shadow Legends plugins and stuff because, you know, on Twitch, a lot of them partner with streamers and like streamers try to do the Raid Shadow Legends streams. But dude, I was watching Law and Crime one day and I was like, and all of a sudden Jesse Weaver was like, Raid Shadow Legends. And I was like, oh, Raid Shadow Legends on here too now. All right, so this is some pepper spray. Use code LAWCRIME10.
I'm
okay?
Anjanette Levy, and welcome to Law and Crime's Sidebar Podcast. During Alec Murdaugh's double murder trial, we heard about a number of clients that he represented related to lawsuits that he filed on their behalf, particularly during the cross-examination by Assistant Attorney General Creighton Waters. Two of those clients were...
Does anyone know when they're going to start doing the trial stuff for the financial crimes? Is that going to take some time for them to get all the paperwork and gather all the information and interviews from all the victims and stuff like that?
Children when Murdoch met them. Elena Spahn and her younger sister, Hannah Plyler.
Who were the Plowlers?
They were two young girls from Colombia.
They were underage when they became your clients?
Yes, sir.
Did they suffer a loss in their family as a result of an accident?
Well, that went down the wrong air hole. I'm so sorry, guys. I think it's because I'm sick, so
They did.
can we just blame it on that?
What loss did they suffer? Who died?
Their mother did.
Joining me to discuss her experience with Alec Murdoch is Elena Spahn. She was just a kid when her mother and her brother were killed in a car accident. She was critically injured, and her attorney, Eric Bland, is with us as well. Elena, welcome to Sidebar. Thanks for coming on. I'm wondering, first of all, just take me back to when this happened, the car accident back in
Yeah, her story is really sad. I feel so bad for her.
2005. And Alec Murdoch
Because like not only did she go through this horrible accident where she lost her brother and mother, but then there's some other stuff that happened to her later in life. And I feel so bad. She really got screwed by them.
somebody that befriended you. This is somebody you probably look to as, a figure that could help you out in life, a father figure maybe?
Right. So in 2005, July 16th, I was involved in a car accident with my mom, my brother, my sister, and myself. We were in Hardyville, South Carolina. We were driving up to Columbia that weekend. So this was on a Friday evening. And coming through Hampton County on I-95, we had a tire blowout, and mom lost control of the vehicle. And that's when we veered off and flipped over, hit several trees. And it was very clear that my mom, my brother did not make it.
Aww.
And you almost lost your leg. Tell me a little bit about that, what you're comfortable sharing.
Sure. So during the accident, I was pinned in the vehicle, and it was almost like an embankment. So I remember telling my sister, because she was the only one that could get out, I told her and instructed her to get out of the vehicle, go to the top of the interstate and try to flag somebody down, because I was afraid that nobody would see our vehicle down in this embankment.
And I think she was only like 12 around the time. Her story is so heartbreaking. Yeah, I think she was only 12 too, or maybe they might mention the age later on.
At 8 years old, my sisters go into the top of the interstate and
Oh wait,
so at 8 years old, my sisters go into the top of the interstate and flagging someone down. And at that point, there was an 18-wheeler that had pulled over, and also some other people that had pulled over. And then when law enforcement and fire rescue arrived, they used the jaws of life on me to remove me from the vehicle, and I was airlifted to Savannah Hospital. I had crushed my left shoulder, my left knee,
oh my god,
completely out, and broke my right femur in 2 different places. Those were the majority of the major injuries, and of course, significant loss of blood. Gone through about 15 surgeries in that first 3 years. So yeah, it was very traumatic.
Is the audio okay? I feel like the audio is a little bit low, but I already have it boosted to 100%, 100%. I don't know. Should I make it louder? I can use my my Google Chrome thing and make it louder, but sometimes it like distorts the audio a little bit.
Elena was 12 and Hannah was just 8 years old at the time of the crash. Their mother, Angela, and brother, Justin, were killed in that crash. Elena spent a month in the hospital and then went to live with family, including her father, who was separated from their mother at the time of the crash.
He chose to go out just about every night, and just kind of me and Hannah there. And we felt very out of place.
Okay, I'll use the audio booster. I think if you have headphones in, it's probably fine. But if you have it on like speaker, which I usually listen to streams on speaker, it's probably too low. Let me boost it up a little bit, and hopefully it doesn't distort it too much.
I was bound to a hospital bed for several months, so Hannah took care of me while I was in the hospital bed, and because I couldn't move and I couldn't walk, I had cast on both legs, cast on an arm, so I for several months I couldn't do anything on my own. But once I regained movement in my arm, my legs, and did the therapy and everything, and physically I got better. That's when I started realizing like Hannah and I weren't necessarily as welcome in the home as the rest of the family was.
Yeah, this is such a sad story.
And when they ended up moving out of my grandparents' house, Hannah and I started getting shipped to different family members throughout our lives for several years, just because
I can't believe there was no family member that was like willing to take them in. I mean, you know what? Sometimes you just have shit family and it just really sucks.
Pretty much we felt like whatever family member needed that social security check that month, that's who we lived with. So Hannah and I lived out of bags, slept on couches for several years that people never knew about. But I mean, we did what we had to do, to stay together.
Elena and Hannah's father got an attorney who then brought on another lawyer to help represent them. That was Alec Murdoch.
He's really good with talking with people. He was very convincing, very, very friendly. But also,
and the fact that she was dealing with so much, and then the next person that she's got to deal with is Alex Murdoch and fucking Russell Lafitte. Like, dude, like, I don't know. I just feel so bad for her. Like, so much should have just gone down before she's even turned the age of like 18.
So very adamant, like, what they did was wrong, and we're going to make this right. I assure you of this, and you're going to get all this money. You're never going to have to work another day in your life.
All this fluff talk, man. Dude, all this fluff talk.
I'm going to make this right. And like, I trusted him, and I felt like this is the guy to go to for sure. He was just good with his words. He was very convincing that we were.
Dude, when we moved to this place and we needed people to do some work done, and they ended up being like pretty much scammers. Dude, the fluff talk, man. Like, oh yeah, we can totally do this. Oh, we got this. We'll take care of you and all this stuff. And then when something goes wrong, what happens? They fucking disappear on you.
We're going to be okay financially. And so I talked to him several times on the phone. And then eventually those led up to depositions for the case. So I met him at depositions. And so, but it was like meeting a friend. It was just like seeing a friend that I hadn't seen in a while. We had talked on the phone so many times. So by the time we actually met each other in person, it wasn't strange or anything. I remember him hugging me, and there was a lot of people in the room, and my nickname was Laney growing up. So he would call me Laney, and he would say, Laney, we're going to make this right. We're going to make this right. And even at the deposition, I remember him telling me that he had a son, but he only mentioned Buster. I didn't even know he had 2 sons until later on. And so he put himself in a position where he would explain, like, I'm a father, I've got a son, I've got a wife, and
wait, I've got a son. He didn't even say I got 2 sons.
so making it almost like he could connect to the case, and like he couldn't imagine going through that. So yeah, that was the first time I met him in person, but the conversations continued on the phone through several years. You know, he would call me letting me know that they're moving in the case and things are looking good. He'd ask how my dad was doing.
Yeah, I believe she was able to get her money when she turned 18. However, what she didn't know was that they were basically treating her money like a bank account before she turned 18. So they would just borrow money, you know, take some money here and there and put it back, I guess.
So did the case actually take years for you to get money? I mean, or was this a case where the money was there and you just didn't know about it?
No, it took years.
It
did take years. Okay.
Yeah, Ronnie Crosby of Alex's firm was really the hard worker. He's their go-to products liability guy on rollover cases and tire separation, tread separation cases. And so Alex was the point man that got the case from Arnold Beecham, but the guy that actually worked it and made them, you know, the value in it was Ronnie Crosby.
So Eric, come into this now and tell me where the wrongdoing occurred between Alec Murdoch and Russell Lafitte.
In her case, Elenia's and Hannah's, they appointed Russ Lafitte as the conservator. And so the initial filing was wrong. They were not residents of Hampton County, so it never could have gone in there. And then once he was appointed a conservator, he got 5% of the settlement amounts. Hannah's settlement was like a little under 3 million or about 3 million. And Elenia's settlement was 4.5 million because she had much more injuries and permanent injuries than Hannah did. And so he received, just by the virtue of being named conservator, 5% of their money.
Wow.
And then going forward, he received a 5% annual fee to manage their money.
Wow.
Eric Bland said that Russell Lafitte then started loaning money to himself and Alec Murdoch from the accounts belonging to Hannah and Elena.
He decided that he was going to loan conservatorship funds, which is an absolute no-no. The job of a conservator is, as the word says, to conserve, to preserve their funds. But he decided instead of putting them in an FDIC-backed CD that would be backed by the financial government, you know, these girls were not looking to get, 20% on their money. They wanted their money to be preserved. They were young and they wanted it to make sure.
But I'm just confused though, because Russell Lafitte works at a bank, and like it's not just like it's like one person who has like total control of the money. I don't know, maybe like in a small town, maybe this is a small bank or something. But like, wouldn't there be other employees who would be like aware of this? Like, hey, you got this account, and what's going on with this account right now? Like, wouldn't they realize if the balances were like dipping or something like that? Like, I don't know. I'm just so confused how like no one knew about this unless there's more people that were in on it.
Sure, it would, when they turned 18, it would last. And so Russell became a father figure to them. Didn't tell them that he was loaning money to Alex. Didn't tell them that he was loaning money to himself. To the point that he had an existing loan with South State Bank. Russell did, for 7.25% on a line of equity that he had. And he took Hannah's money and paid off that loan, but then signed a promissory note to Hannah where he only agreed to pay her 2.5%. So he lowered his interest amount that he was obligated. And of course, it wasn't secured.
Yeah, he's using it as his personal piggy bank, their money.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. And then he started loaning money to Alex. And Alex, he knew, was an extreme credit risk with the bank, because you heard in the murder trial that he was overdrafted at any given time, anywhere between $50,000 and $350,000.
Oh my God, these are great shots of him, by the way.
So he starts loaning
Got the beady
Alex
eyes
money,
on point.
unsecured. And again, Alex was always late. Alex wasn't paying interest on time. And so he never enforced those obligations. And at the same time that he's doing this very liberal loaning of the money of the girls, he's acting like he's Sergeant Schultz over their money when they needed money for school,
Yeah, that's
for
so messed up.
a band uniform, or to go on a school trip, or to Disney World to go with the school. He would oftentimes say no. He would say, unless you produce receipts, I'm not going to give it to you.
Yeah, I would love to see these communications. I don't know if these communications were only on phone or if there's any like on email, just like seeing these girls like, hey, can I get money for like a school trip, or can I get money to get like a uniform thing? And then seeing the stingy guy being like, no, I'm not going to give you any money. You have to produce receipts to me. Do you really need these uniforms or something like that? I don't know, like just like really like shitty stuff like that. Meanwhile, he's just like giving money to his like friend, letting the friend borrow money and stuff. And it's like not even their money.
He did go to the court to get permission to give them up to $200 a month that he wouldn't have to go back to court.
Like even this guy, this lawyer right here, he even looks stressed even talking about this.
It could be up to $200 a month, but he's turned them down for
You can tell that even he's like pissed off.
cell phones. He turned Elania down for a car loan. She needed a car when she was 16 years old to take Hannah to school, to take herself to school. She was in the band. One of them was a majorette or something like that. He denied him a car.
You're gonna start mulching? Wait for me. No. I don't want you to mess it up. That's why. No. Okay. So we need to spread the manure first, right? And we need to get the dirt out, and then we need to level it. We can't just throw mulch on it. We gotta like actually do stuff to it, and then pick out the weeds. Yeah, but you still want to pluck them out. No. Just wait.
It was ridiculous to see they had to write these notes and beg him for their own cash. And, he didn't need to give them a car loan at 18% because they had their money.
Hi, Joe.
$600,000 worth that was sitting in the bank.
They could have paid cash.
Could have paid cash.
Alec Murdaugh brought in his friend, the CEO of Palmetto State Bank, Russell Lafitte, to serve as a conservator for both Elena.
Oh, I forgot. Russell Lafitte was the CEO. I forgot about that. I thought Russell Lafitte was just like some mid banker at a fucking bank. Oh, he was a fucking CEO. No wonder he probably like hit his tracks or something, or like maybe no one wanted to speak up, and say like, hey, what's up with these balances? Like, aren't you the one who's in charge of this? Why are the balances dipping?
Elena and her younger sister, Hannah. Elena talked to me about what happened when that conservatorship ended when she turned 18.
It was a quick 10-minute meeting. Like, here's all these binders. Inside here will be all the documents about the years of being your conservator. Basically, good luck. Didn't give any kind of like direction. Didn't give any recommendations on what to do with this lump sum of money that was about to be wired to me. Explained nothing to me. It was literally like I'm checking out, and here's your paperwork. Have good luck.
And so, what did you do then?
So took the paperwork. And at this point, I'm 18 years old. I'm getting told that I'll have $600,000 in my account in a couple days. So I'm excited. I should have been grabbed by the reins and come back down to life and be like, look, this is a lot of money. Let me help you invest it. Like, let's talk about investing it. There was none of that. They literally, Russell just was like, you'll get some money in your account soon, $600,000. And that was it.
Yeah, it was probably because he didn't really give a shit about these girls. Once they turned 18 and he didn't have access to that money anymore, he's like, well, why do I care about you? Here you go. Bye.
So when she was 17, she was tired of getting shuttled back and forth to different homes. So she goes to Russell and says, I want to buy a house. I need stability. Can you imagine a 17-year-old girl saying this? And so they went and looked at some homes, and Russell kept vetoing a lot of the homes that she liked and actually made her buy a home that he liked more than she did because the kitchen was small and it didn't fit her needs, but she was so desperate at the time to get a house. So he buys her the house. He doesn't tell her, you got to get homeowners insurance. You got to get insurance to protect yourself against casualty, flooding, fire, whatever.
I actually thought, I thought that when you did buy a home though, and then you like had to get homeowners insurance. Oh, you know what? Unless they paid for the home in cash. Because I think if you get a loan with the bank is like, okay, well, you got to get homeowners insurance just in case anything happens. But if they paid the home with cash, then I guess there would have been no barrier for them to like have to get homeowners insurance.
So she turns 18.
Or sorry, there would have been no one that would have required them to get homeowners insurance.
18 years old. When she turns 18 years old, the conservatorship ends. Russell literally came and met her and just hands her a banker's box full of 4 or 5 notebooks, because annually every year he would have to file some type of rudimentary accounting with the probate court. But he never disclosed in those filings that he was loaning himself money or Alex money. It just said loans. It didn't say loans to whom, loans to what, for what, repayment or anything. It just said loans. And he hands her these box of documents in a 10-minute meeting and says, basically, have a good life.
In the meantime, Elena's house burned down, so she lost all of the records and financial documents related to her settlement. She says she kept calling
That's so sad. Her house burned down and she didn't have homeowners insurance.
Russell Lafitte to get
So
those
I think you just lose everything, right?
documents, but her calls were not being returned. Then came Labor Day weekend of 2021, when Alec Murdaugh was involved in that so-called roadside shooting with his cousin.
Here's cousin Eddie. Never seen this picture of Cousin Eddie yet.
Curtis Eddie
Hi,
Smith.
Cousin Eddie.
Russell and I had talked, occasionally here and there. He'd normally call me if he had a question about how to get in touch with Hannah or something. It wasn't like, hey, how are you doing? It was hey, what's Hannah's phone number, or what's Hannah's address, or what's your address? And it was very short, sweet, to the point. So it was kind of a coincidence because he had called me in the fall of 2021 and to let me know that SLED had contacted him and wanted all of our documents that he had during the time of our conservatorship. Several weeks later, I got a phone call from SLED. And I remember just recently, Russell told me that SLED wanted our documents. So I was putting two to two together then. And that's when SLED was explaining to me, like, no, we're investigating these things with Alec and Russell. And obviously that's not what Russell told me. It was just a check in the box sort of thing. Alex was in trouble, but Russell was not. But it was very clear that SLED was explaining, like, no, we're investigating things on both, with Alex and Russell.
Which is really stupid. I don't know why Russ would even lie to her about that, because obviously, if SLED is investigating and SLED's gonna talk to her, they're gonna tell her, like, what's up. It's like, what's the point of telling these lies if these lies are later just gonna be disputed so easily?
And so I called Russell about it, and I was like, hey, so I just got a phone call from SLED, and he's like, what did they say? And I was like, they were just asking if, like, I was Elena Plyler, that was my maiden name, where I lived, where my phone number was, if those were good contact numbers and things like that. And he's like, well, did they say anything else? And I was like, well, no. And then he's like, are you still in law enforcement? And, like, he had never asked me, like, personal questions like that. That was the first time that Russell and I actually had, like, a kind of like a personal conversation. Like, normally it was just very business-like, hey, Russell, can I get some, can I get the money? Yeah, I'll see what the judge says. And then that would be that. Like, it was very short. But this conversation in 2021 was very different. And he was just asking me these odd questions. But again, I didn't think a whole lot of it.
Yeah, I wonder if he was trying to, like, oh, maybe I should get close to her and be homies with her just so, like, in case anything goes down, maybe she'll cover my back.
Elena is a sheriff's deputy for Lexington County, South Carolina, so she could tell something wasn't quite right. Then Alec Murdoch started getting charged with a bunch of financial crimes. Russell Lafitte was then charged by the feds with a number of crimes, including wire fraud. She testified against Lafitte at his federal trial last year.
I would say it was a lot different being put on as a victim on the stand. Wait,
I wonder, is Russell Lafitte in jail right now?
I've testified in court so many times, but it was different being on the other side. But I knew it needed to be done. It was really hard. I had a lot of emotions just seeing Russell there. I mean, I almost felt guilty in a way, just because this is a guy that, like I said, like, the best way to explain him, he was a father figure to me, and now I see him and he's got the ankle monitors on, like he's not really making eye contact with me, but his family behind him was definitely making some facial remarks at us. And his
Why?
No contrition.
Okay, so hold on a second. Russell Lafitte, so this article came out a day ago. Russell Lafitte, Alex Murdaugh's friend and former CEO of Palmetto State Bank, on March 9, filed a second motion for a new trial. And he's using Murdaugh's testimony to prove his innocence. Lafitte, 51, was convicted. Oh, so he was already convicted in November 2022 on 6 financial crimes charges related to Murdaugh's decade-long corruption schemes totaling millions of dollars. And a South Carolina judge on March 6 denied his initial motion for a new trial. On February 23rd, 2023, Mr. Murdoch explicitly stated for the first time in sworn testimony that he did not participate in the conspiracy with Mr. Lafitte because Mr. Lafitte did not participate in the financial crimes. Mr. Murdoch took full responsibilities for his own actions and testified that Mr. Lafitte did nothing wrong and did not have any knowledge of Mr. Murdoch's criminal activity, which I don't know if I believe. But I do remember when he was on the stand, he kept saying things like that, like, oh, Russell didn't know anything. He didn't know anything. A South Carolina jury on March 3rd found Murdoch 54 guilty, blah, 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 blah. That. Lafitte helped Murdoch steal hundreds of thousands of dollars from 6 of former lawyers' clients. Here, so you can put the name to the face. That's Russell Lafitte right there. While the initial indictment did not mention Murdoch by name, it said Lafitte collected nearly almost like $400K in fees for serving as a personal rep for the 6 clients of the personal injury attorney at law firm in Hampton in South Carolina, according to a July press release in the U.S. Attorney's Office. Wait, I don't understand though. So if Russell Lafitte is the one that had control of the victim's money And Murdoch is saying, well, you know, I borrowed money from their accounts, but Russell had nothing to do with it. But how would Russell have not known if he's the one that had control of the accounts? Like, come on now. Like, and you're a CEO too. So you should definitely have known better. Come on. Lafitte transferred personal loans to himself and Murdoch from the 6 conservator accounts, and they used the funds for personal expense. Oh yeah, and he also transferred money to his own self too. How what's his explanation for not guilty? Oh, I didn't do it. I wasn't involved. They used the funds for personal expense, prosecutors said during the trial last year. The new motion for a new trial quotes Murdoch's testimony when he took witness stand on his own trial. I don't dispute any of these, that I took money that didn't belong to me, that I misled people that trusted me to do that, and that I did what was horrible. I don't dispute that, Murdoch said. Russell Lafitte never conspired with me to do anything. Whatever was done by me. He added later, you keep talking all the stuff I did with Russell Lafitte, but what I want to let you know is that I did this. I'm the one who took people's money that I shouldn't have taken, and that Russell Lafitte was not involved in helping me do that knowingly. I wonder if Russell Lafitte, like, I don't know, do you think he owes Russell Lafitte for something, or does Russell know something that, you know, is like, why is he protecting Russell so much? If he did it without knowing it. Okay. The Lafitte and Murdoch family rose to South Carolina prominence around the same time in the early 20th century when Lafitte's founded Palmetto State Bank. Oh man, I wonder if Russell Lafitte is like the Alex Murdaugh of the Lafitte family. So both their families were very prominent. The Lafitte started this bank right here. Murdoch started their law firm. And here they both are just getting fucked. Oh man. Lex Luthor. I think someone called him the Breaking Bad dude. Shit. What was the Breaking Bad dude's name again? I you know what? I think I see Lex Luthor more than the Breaking Bad dude. Yeah. Okay, so that's Russell Lafitte. Let's go back to this.
Nothing. I let these girls down. They needed me. They didn't have a father figure. I should have done more. I should have given them a good transition when I gave them their files so that they could understand who to hire. She didn't even know we needed an accountant. She didn't even know, about tax returns at 18 years old and different things like that. She's getting income. So,
yeah, they don't care. They only care about themselves.
Elenia definitely walked out of that courtroom saying to herself, not only did I do the right thing, and did the right thing, but I'm glad I did it.
So Eric, were you able to get all of the money that Hannah and Elena were due through?
Yes.
Okay.
And then some.
Yay.
Is that like, would that be kind of punitive damages, that type of thing?
Yeah, it's just how we got as creative as we could to put damages on the table. The spread in the interest rates, but he charged her 18% on a car loan, which she had the cash to buy, and then litigation loans that were
18%. Oh my God!
During the time that the original case was pending, were between 24 and 29% interest, Anjanette, and they're 6-month loans, so they constantly roll over.
So, Elena, how are you doing now, you and your sister? I mean, you've gotten the money you're due and then some, but obviously you've been through something very traumatic. It's the car wreck, losing your mother and your brother, and then this on top of it. How are you doing now?
Yeah, I will say I didn't think that it was going to be as emotional and I'll say traumatizing as what it ended up being. I was like, this is going to be fine. This happened 15 plus years ago, like, let's just get this out of the way and be done. But as we're moving through this case, over the past year and a half, Hannah and I both realized, like, it opened up a lot of wounds and a lot of trauma and emotions that we thought were dealt with 15 years ago, we started resurfacing. And I'll tell you, it definitely has taken and has continued to take a mental toll on both Hannah and I. Not to mention, we also lost our father in this past September. So we've just had a lot going on, having to relive the death of our mom and our brother, and then the death of our father happening, and then just reliving the worst days of our life.
Russell Lafitte was convicted at that trial last year, and he is awaiting sentencing. Then came the double murder trial of Alec Murdaugh for the deaths of his wife Maggie and son Paul. Murdoch was asked by Creighton Waters about Elena and her sister.
Who were the Flowers?
They were 2 young girls from Colombia.
They were underage when they became your clients?
Yes, sir.
Did they suffer a loss in their family as a result of an accident?
They did.
What loss did they suffer? Who died?
Kind of weird how, like, when Crittenden was like, who are the pliers? He was just like, oh, they're two young girls in Colombia. Like, no, there's actually more to that. Like, you would think his response would be like, oh, they're two young girls, suffered a tragic accident. They lost their mom, they lost their son, and they became my clients. He didn't care about them. That's why he's like, oh, two young girls from Colombia.
Their mother did.
It was so disconnected. And I remember looking at my husband and I was like, did he forget that there was a 14-year-old boy that also died in that car wreck? That was my brother. Like, did he forget that I was airlifted to the hospital because I nearly lost my life too? The same hospital he was airlifted in that roadside shooting. Did he forget about all of the other traumas? I mean, yes, of course, we lost our mom, but there was so much more than that I would have. So I found it pretty disrespectful that he made millions of dollars off of not only my deceased mother, but my deceased 14-year-old brother, and you didn't have the audacity to remember him, but you say that you're a good guy and that, that you would, you cared about your clients, but you
Elena.
mention about the 14-year-old little boy that didn't stand a chance, but you made, again, millions off of him. So that really bothered me.
Yeah.
Russell Lafitte was convicted at that trial last year, as I mentioned, and he is awaiting sentencing. He will be sentenced at a later date. Right now, he is requesting a new trial.
The victims will be able to speak at his sentence.
I wonder what I don't get it though. Just because Alex Murdoch said that, like, oh, he's not involved, like they must have a mountain full of evidence that pointed to Russell Lafitte being involved, So like, just Alex Murdoch testifying under oath on its own, I don't know, man. Getting a trial.
And I'm pretty certain that Eleni is going to have choice words. I don't think Hannah will probably speak. She'll have me do it, but Eleni will have some pretty choice words.
All right. Well, Elena Spahn and Eric Bland, thanks so much for coming on today. We really appreciate it. And I'm sorry for everything you've been through, but hopefully the future holds only good things.
Oh, I'm so glad that she was able to find like a good lawyer that, like, he seems pretty badass. Like, no, like, doesn't deal with like no nonsense and stuff. Badass, right to the point and stuff like that. So I'm happy for her. Get money back. Dude, to go through all of that before you become an adult, that's tough. And like she mentioned, like, it's like traumatizing to relive all that trauma all over again, I just thought it was really sad that like she didn't have, when she was just like, none of the family members wanted to take her and her sister in, and she felt like the only time they would take them in is if they needed that like social security check for that month or something like that. Like, I don't know, it's sad for her. Okay, so next thing that I wanted to switch to, and dude, guys, I was watching this earlier today, and I wanted to watch it with everyone else. So this is the name of the trial, Obsessive ex-boyfriend murder trial. It's happening right now, but a thumbnail that caught my attention was his daughter was actually testifying on the stand. This is on, I think, on Court TV, and they don't show her face or anything like that, which is good. I believe she's like underage. But I did want to watch it because I just, oh God, I don't know. I felt like it kind of like brought up some, like, I don't know, like some really weird, crazy memories where you would just have parents doing some really weird, crazy shit. And you as a kid, you're just like going along with it, because you don't really know any better. And then you're just kind of like, okay, this is like my mom, this is my dad. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, I don't know. But yeah, I felt so bad for the daughter though. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Sorry, I have a lot of really weird things in my watch later. Did I not add in my watch later list? Maybe it's in my history then. 1 second. Oh, this one right here. Oh, can we watch this together? Oh my God, it's so great. So I watched it. I got it to halfway, and then I was like, okay, we need to watch this together. Hi, Toy Box. How are you doing today? It's all good. Hello, hello. What the Yu-Gi-Oh? Shh. I've been watching a lot of really weird stuff. Okay. Shush your bush. Shush it. Okay, so the title for this one is Defendant's Daughter Testifies Against Dad in Murder Trial, and this is on Court TV.
Now to Wisconsin, where the daughter for Zachariah Anderson and Sadie Beecham just took the stand. Let's go in live.
Back in the time period of April 24th of 2020.
So it's called Obsessed Ex-Boyfriend Murder Trial, Wisconsin versus Anderson.
Were you asked by anyone to spy on anyone else? During that time period, were you asked by anyone to spy on anybody else?
Yes.
Who asked you to spy on someone?
I wonder how old she is. Oh, it is? It's the same judge?
My dad.
And who did your dad ask you to spy on?
My mom.
And did you follow through on that in some ways?
Correct.
And so what sort of ways did you spy on your mom because your dad had requested it? Give me examples of ways you spied on her.
I don't know, man. Imagine how uncomfortable it must be to be on the witness stand. Your dad is there, staring right at you. And then honestly, I think the lawyer who's talking right now, that must be the prosecutor. I don't know, he's like kind of like, he's a little scary too, in my opinion. If I was a teenager, you know, I would want someone that's easier to talk to, but he's kind of scary. You're like, oh God.
I was given a G6 Moto for my phone, and I was instructed to record every single time that my mother would get upset.
Who instructed you to do that?
My father.
And when you say record, you were using the phone to do that?
Correct.
And then after you made those recordings, did you provide them to anyone?
What do you mean?
Did you give them to anyone somehow?
Like, my mother found my phone and took it, if that's what you mean.
Did you transfer them to anyone or hand them over to anybody as well?
Well, when she found it, I had to give her my phone, but other than that, no.
Okay. So if the defendant's computer has some recordings that it appears you have made, do you know how he has those in terms of recordings of you and
Prosecutors say defendant was obsessively jealous of his ex-girlfriend's relationship with the victim.
you recording using a recording device?
I'm going to object as far as speculation.
Daughter of defendant and Sadie Beecham, 12 years old at the time of the incident. Oh my God, she's only 14 years old. Oh, I feel so bad for her.
Oh,
No, I don't know that he's actually
This is going to be traumatizing.
inviting your speculation. It is a question with a hypothesis that either will develop or not. So go ahead.
Investigators, Anderson killed Gutierrez, that's the name of his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend, so he could rekindle his romance with the mother of his kids. Wait, hold on a second. Obsessed ex-boyfriend. Oh, were they never married? And the 12-year-old that's on the stand, it's her mom that was murdered?
yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the question was, if you know, how would those end up on your dad's computer? How did that happen?
Well, it was my dad's phone originally, so of course he would eventually.
Again,
get
I'm
his
going
phone
to,
back.
this calls for speculation, Judge.
Yeah, your first effort was fine. This one's not so good.
So her answer is he got the phone back. So okay. So I don't have any further questions about
Are you
that.
testifying? Or?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to ask that be struck.
The objection to your second
Sure.
question is sustained, and disregard the statement that
This prosecutor's kind of interesting, but we'll keep listening.
the district attorney made to follow that. So go ahead.
Daughter defendant says she saw office chair, thick twine, duct tape at her father's home.
Is the phone that you indicated you used to record, who do you know then had possession of it? Just the people you know then had possession of it after you used it to record?
My dad and my mom.
Okay. And I want to turn your attention now specifically to April 24th.
Hold on, I'm going to move the caption when I can so it doesn't cover this part right here. Prosecutors say evidence shows Anderson tracked, spied on, and followed his ex and the victim. Oh my God, I feel so bad for the daughter because the daughter he was basically using his daughter to spy on the mom and the boyfriend. Oh my God.
2020.
I probably feel so bad.
So that would be the day and evening before your birthday, correct?
Correct.
Whose home did you stay over on that night?
My father's.
And do you remember what city he had a place in that you were staying at? What city?
Mequon.
And who else stayed there, if you recall?
Just me and my little brothers.
And how old were your little brothers at that time?
4.
And so it was you, your little brothers. Were there any adults at the home on that evening?
Evening? Yeah.
Rosalio Gutierrez, that's the victim. Apartment showed signs of a very brutal and bloody violent attack. I believe they haven't found the body yet.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what I'm asking is, when you were over there visiting on April 24th, other than the children you mentioned, were there any adults there with you?
Yeah, my dad.
Okay. And at some point in the evening hours of April 24th, going into the early morning hours of April 25th, did you leave the Mequon residence of your
Object
dad?
as far as leading.
Sustained.
Where, if anywhere, did you go other than the Mequon house in the hours of April 24th in the evening through the morning of April 25th?
My mom's house.
And how did you get there?
My dad drove me.
And other than you and your dad, who else went?
Nobody.
Okay. So you indicated that your 4-year-old brothers were on this visit. Where were they when you and your dad went to this other location?
Upstairs at the Mequon house sleeping.
They remained there?
Yes.
Okay. And where did your dad and you go?
To my mom's house.
And where was your mom living at the time?
In Germantown.
And about how far a drive that was that, if you know?
15, 20 minutes, not too bad.
Okay. And about what time did you leave the house? What's your estimate on when you left the house?
I'm not sure exactly, but I remember waking up around maybe 12:53, 12:57, somewhere in there.
In the AM, the early morning hours?
Correct.
Okay. And so when you went at that time, what do you remember happening next?
We arrived at the house and we pulled into the parking, our driveway, of course, and
Dude, this guy like does not blink.
he said to me, "No, we're not going to park here," and he backed out. And then he went into the bar parking lot, and there's ones that are in the back and they're closest to the house, and he gets out.
When you say he, who do you mean?
Zachariah Anderson.
Then what happened?
He jumps onto the porch and looks through my mom's window with a camera.
Let me stop you.
God.
When you said jumps onto the porch, of what location?
My mom's.
And when you said he, who did you mean jumped on the porch?
And he did this in front of his daughter. Oh my God, so unhinged. I wonder if they had shared custody. Was it like 50-50?
Zachariah Anderson.
Then what happened?
And then he is looking through the window, recording with not a camera, like a phone recorder, but a handheld recorder.
Okay.
What is he recording?
Then what happened next?
Comes down eventually after a little bit, puts another phone into the air conditioner.
Okay, stop. Let me stop you. The air conditioner is located where?
On the side of the house that I was on.
Okay, why would, so the air conditioner is connected to what room of the house, if you know?
My mom's room.
Okay, and when you say puts it in the air conditioner, tell me more what you mean by that.
There was like an opening, so coming out from looking on the outside of the house, there was the air conditioner coming out and there was like a space around it. And it had insulation in there, like cushioning insulation, and the phone was put back far enough to see if there could be a recording of something.
And could you see that from where you were located?
Yes.
Okay, and where were you located when that was happening, when your dad was placing a phone recording device in the ventilation there?
I was sitting in the car.
Then what happened next?
And then he came to the car and asked me if I would like to see it, and I said yeah.
Okay.
Why include your daughter in on this? Oh my God.
Who's he?
My dad.
Okay. I'm going to refer to that individual as the defendant, just for purposes of our discussion.
Sure.
So, okay, so when the defendant came and back to the car, what happened next?
I said, sure.
Okay.
And I went up with him, and we went to the window. We walked around the balcony this time, and we went up the stairs, and we went to the window. And he looks at me, and he says, before you do anything, go like this with your shirt to make sure that you don't get the breath marks on the window.
So I'd just like to have the record reflect that the witness, Your Honor, pulled their shirt up, blocking their ability to sort of breathe on objects, covering their nose and mouth.
Her, yes.
Okay. So then after you were advised of that by the defendant, what's the next thing that happened?
I saw I don't know how to refer to him.
Whatever you're comfortable.
Mr. Gutierrez, I guess.
Okay.
And I saw him sitting on the couch with my mother coming out of the bathroom. And I didn't think that was gonna be this hard.
Oh, yeah, dude, this is like so weird.
They were listening to music and laying there together.
And doing what together?
Just laying there on the couch.
Okay. So what room are you looking into from where your vantage point is?
The living room. There was a space in between the
Hi.
curtains.
Okay. And what window of your mom's place are you looking through to be able to see into the living room?
What do you mean by that?
Well,
Man, I wonder if he knew that his daughter was gonna like testify against him, or if he thought that she was gonna like fudge things up a little bit to make it look better for him. I don't know. His face right now looks like it's disbelief. Like, I can't believe she's telling them this.
you're on the outside, correct?
Correct.
So which window? Is it a window that goes into the kitchen? Is it a window that looks directly in the living room? So what?
It's a window that looks directly into the living room.
Okay. And where is the defendant during that period of time?
Standing next to me.
Okay. And after you look in and see that, what is the next thing that happens?
We leave.
What? You leave?
We got back in the car and we were on our way out, and he didn't grab the voice recorder at first until he pulled out and pulled onto the road, and he stopped. He stopped right at the second entryway to our driveway and got out, took his sandals off, and went to the house.
So let me stop you. What footwear then was your?
He didn't have shoes on.
Okay.
Barefoot?
Keep going.
He went into Mr. Gutierrez's car and took his registration and took a picture of his license plate.
Okay.
And
I'm sorry, you saw that from
Wait, why did he take off his shoes? Was he not trying to leave like footprint marks or something like that?
where you were in the car?
yes, I personally saw that.
Then what happened?
And I saw him ring the doorbell, and then run back to the car and drive away.
Whose doorbell did he ring?
What?
My mother's, but he also had grabbed the phone while he was somewhere in the time period from when he rang the doorbell, the phone was grabbed.
So he was also trying to do like ding dong ditch or something? This guy is so immature.
And which phone are you referring to now?
I'm the one that was placed in the air conditioner.
Okay. So after the defendant goes to
I don't know, was it ding dong ditch or was it a distraction?
Mr. Gutierrez's truck, takes a picture and takes an item out of the vehicle or takes registration, grabs back the phone, and he rings the doorbell. What does the defendant do next after he does those three things?
Comes back to the car with the phone.
All right? And then what happens?
Plays the phone.
Okay.
Of course, plays a recording on our way home.
Okay.
Why would you play the recording in front of your daughter? Oh my God. There was like no boundary.
And what, if anything, can you say about what you could hear on that phone recording?
Nothing.
Okay. So where do you guys go next?
Back to my dad's house.
Okay. When you get back, what happens next?
I walk in. He tells me to get some sleep.
I don't know. Like, what do you guys think of his facial reaction? To me, it just looks like a, oh shit, like, what the fuck? I can't believe she's spilling the tea.
I
like
then was sitting downstairs and thinking about
he looks like he's in disbelief.
What just happened, because I was a little like, did I really just see what I saw, what I just witnessed? And it was fine after that, I guess. And
oh man, dude, A-Bomb, you gotta listen to this. This is wild. So her dad made the daughter secretly record the mom, and then they would go on these like spy missions together, it seems, where like they would spy on the mom and like the mom's new boyfriend. Like, oh, this is so fucking crazy. I don't know. Anytime when I hear stories about like crazy mom, crazy dads, I'm always tuning in.
So let me ask you, what did the defendant do next that you saw? So after you guys got home, what happened next, if anything?
he dropped me off and then he left again.
Okay. And you were not with him at that time?
No, I don't remember what time that was. We got...
Oh, not a side quest. Like, I've done crazy shit before, but I was young, you know? These are like grown-ass people. Like, I don't know. He was probably in his, I don't know how old he is, like 30s, 40s. He kind of looks like a young dad, possibly. But dude, you're like a grown-ass person, man. If you're like fucking up when you're like a teenager or something, early 20s, like I can forgive a little bit. But dude, you're a grown-ass man. And you dragging your daughter with you.
Back around 3, though.
Did he tell you what he was going to do next before he left?
No.
Okay.
Oh, so, he's writing down.
Now, if I understand you, by now it's 3 a.m. on your actual 12th birthday.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's on her birthday? Wait, so they were spying? He made his daughter spy on the mom at like 1, 2, 3 a.m.?
Can you indicate...
Did he not have any friends or anything like that? You ain't got nobody to do this with?
What, if any, plan was ever suggested to you to try to get your mom in trouble?
Yes.
What plan was suggested?
Hi, Kirsty.
The plan was for... Now, this might be a little confusing. The plan was for me to... For my dad to drive me and my little brothers to the house. Mm-hmm. And then...
To whose house?
My mom's house.
Okay.
And then he would put the boys to bed. And he would drive all the way back to his house, call the cops from there, and say, my daughter just called me, and I would have to call my mom, but not make it ring. So I had to call her, but the phone wouldn't be able to ring. It just had to ring on my phone.
And I feel so bad for her because like she had to preface this with, okay, this is going to be hard to understand because her dad was asking her to do batshit crazy things. And the fact that she has to like relay all this information right now, like she even feels like dude, like it was so fucking crazy and wild that I don't even know how to even say this.
To call her, but the phone wouldn't be able to ring. It just had to ring on my phone to prove that that her phone was called.
Okay.
Only on my end though. So it would show that I had called her several times and she didn't answer. Mm-hmm. So that's the look.
Who was supposed to do that? Who was supposed to do that part of the plan? Okay, and is this on a day that you wouldn't have been at your mom's house?
No, this would have been a day where I would have been at my dad's house and my mom would be out.
Okay.
And the plan was basically to call the cops and say how my mom abandoned us.
All right.
And how I had to call my dad.
Okay.
Wow.
And who suggested this plan?
My dad.
And
look at his face. I just can't solve the facial expression.
When he suggested this, what age were you?
12.
10, 11?
10, 11. Oh, because the murder happened when she was 12. Oh my God, dude. This dad is like, dude, if you ever have some shit going on with your life, don't involve your kids into it. Not in this drama, okay? Like, let them be kids. Let them enjoy their fucking childhood. this whole weird spy espionage shit bullshit. This is so fucking cringe because you got to remember, kids, they grow up to become adults. And when they're adults, they're going to reflect back on this like, oh my God, I can't believe that my parent was fucking batshit crazy. Holy shit. Now this explains a lot of things that was going on in our household now. They're not going to stay kids forever.
So I want.
Who is this guy? So this is the obsessed ex-boyfriend murder trial where he was getting his, well, I don't know like if he was getting both kids to do it or all the kids to do it, but he was getting at least his daughter to spy on his mom, and they would do like secret recordings of the mom and stuff like that because like the guy was jealous of her new boyfriend, and he got his kid involved to do the spying and stuff and do all this crazy shit. I don't know, this fucking batshit wild. Now the only thing, because I don't know this entire trial, the only explanation that could explain this away would be like if the dad was like, oh, the reason why I had my kids orchestrate all this weird spying shit, and the reason why I made them try to like call the police and say the mom abandoned me is because, the mom was like abusing the kids, or maybe like I had fear that the new husband was abusing the kids. So that could be the only explanation, but I don't know. We'll see where it goes, right?
I want to take you back to a time period before that April.
Because what the state is presenting, they're just saying like this dude was just fucking obsessed. Okay. He was so obsessed with his ex, I guess because they're never married. He was so obsessed with his ex-girlfriend and the new boyfriend and the family and stuff like that he was like spying on them. And then ultimately he just ended up murdering the new boyfriend. So
24th birthday time period, and ask, was there a time in the month of March of 2020 when your mom went on vacation without you?
Yes.
And during the first nights that your mom went on vacation, where were you going to stay? What was the plan on where you were staying?
And you know what? And she's 14 too, dude. 14 is when you just entered high school. Like you got other things you got to worry about, but like nah, you got to worry about this whole murder trial involving your damn dad. Like I feel so bad for her.
I would stay at home at the house with my aunt.
Okay, and who was taking care of you?
My aunt.
And who's that?
Becky.
Becky? Okay. And do you know, is Becky actually related to you or just a close friend of your mom's?
No, she's like my mom's sister, though. So she's not really my aunt, but...
But you call her that?
Yeah.
Okay. So she was staying overnight with you guys?
Yeah.
Okay. And during the time period that Becky was staying with you guys overnight in your mom's house, did something happen that caused you to be either disturbed or alarmed on a particular time?
Yes.
So if you can you tell me about what time of day? What's your best estimate on what time of day that happened?
It was pretty late at night. I mean, it was more like early morning. It was really, really, really early in the morning.
Okay. So can you give me an estimate on what time?
Maybe between 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
Somewhere.
And if you know, was it a school night?
Yeah.
Okay. And were your 4-year-old brothers also at the residence?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
I wonder what the other sibling thinks about this. You know how sometimes when something like this happens, sometimes like the family's like divided. But I wonder if there's any of the family members that will side with the dad and believe that the dad didn't do it, or maybe they're in denial, right?
At some time between 2 and 4 in the morning at your residence that caused you to be disturbed. And I'm only asking about what you personally had happen.
Okay. I remember kind of waking up to footsteps up the stairs.
Okay.
And then I kind of drifted back off into a sleep, and then Dad was standing at the side of my bed, and he was like, "Get up for school, let's go." And I was like, "What?" And I was really confused, and then I was like, "Okay," because at that time, what am I gonna do? I mean, my parents telling me to get ready at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I don't really know what the point of it was, but he had made breakfast.
4 in the morning?
What time did you eat breakfast on this particular day in March of 2020?
Yeah, I feel so bad for her. Hold on. Let's read this article really quick because I do want to see what other evidence that they do have against him. Because again, they never found the body. Here's law and crime. Hello, zoom in, please. Sorry, I should have read this article first. The Wisconsin trial of obsessed ex-boyfriend Zachariah Anderson, who was accused of murdering his ex-new lover, Continues as the jury hears the 12-day of testimony from witnesses. Investigators claim Anderson stalked his ex-girlfriend, Sadie Beecham, for weeks, putting a burner phone in her car and using a GPS tracker to watch and listen to the new couple. That's so creepy. Detectives found Rosario Gutierrez Jr.'s blood in Anderson's van, and cadaver dogs found pieces of clothes and a bleach bottle in a burn pit on his property. Gutierrez's body was never found. Oh, I wonder if he burned the body. 12:30 p.m. searches, movement, and cash. After a brief morning break, jurors heard testimony from one of the state witnesses, Detective Vicente Correra. They were involved in the murder case. Detective Correra confirmed several text messages were sent between Anderson and Beecham in the week before the victim's death and showed jurors the movement Anderson made before the murder by using his cell phone history. Oh, nice. So we got cell phone history on this as well. Jurors also images of a bag of cash that was found in Anderson's ottoman, totaling about $48K. Wait, why do you have cash? Think he hired someone, or do you think he was trying to run away? Detectives also confirm Anderson searched for the store hours of general home improvement stores the day after he allegedly killed Gutierrez. Following Thursday's lunch break, Detective Correra told jurors about what he and other officers found when they were investigating Gutierrez's apartment. Inside, Detective Correra said they found a pizza box and a receipt with his name and address on it. Officers hoped to use the receipt to determine a timeline up to his disappearance. Detectives also confirmed there was blood in many areas of the home, and a neighbor who had told officers on the scene that they heard something happening on the evening of May 17, 2020. Oh, this is like during the pandemic. The state also asked the detective about a footprint recorded at the evidence of the scene. Detective said officers could not determine who that footprint belonged to or whether or not it was involved in the Gutierrez disappearance. Search warrant discoveries. Detectives searched Anderson's van and found carpet had recently been ripped up. The van smelled like bleach and appeared there were some blood stains in a few areas. Officers also noted a fire pit in Anderson's yard that was active and smoldering. Detective also said investigators recovered buttons from Levi jeans Anderson had owned, along with similar underwear and socks he was wearing at the time of the arrest. The camera that had been wrapped in the sock was also found in the fire. A camera? A camera? Do you think he recorded it? Like, try to do like a Jodi Arias thing? So this week's testimony has a daughter and, ex-girlfriend also testified. Anderson's daughter testified that her father allegedly had a marijuana grow operation set up in the Wisconsin home. The 15-year-old said she was observed what appeared to be a jar of mushrooms, where the butter was normally put inside the refrigerator. Oh, is this the ex-wife right here? A friend of the Beecham said obsessively ex-boyfriend Anderson showed up at the home of the Anderson's former lover while she was on vacation. A defendant was standing at the end of the couch, just smiling at me. Ooh. Ooh. Beecham also testified that she was harassed at 2 a.m. while her new love interest was sleeping over. Beecham said that her home was ding-dong ditched. That's what I said earlier. Ding-dong ditched. Dude, this guy is so insane, so immature. Her home was ding-dong ditch, and her guest Gutierrez believed that his car was broken into. Okay, so this is the night of when he got his daughter to spy on them and place like the camera and the AC vent thing. Oh my God, this guy ding-dong ditched them. The next day, Beecham said that she spoke with Anderson, who knew the facts about the sleepover that no one would know unless they were there. Last week, jurors heard testimony from Anderson's former cellmate. Oh, I heard about this. The cellmate, Marquand Washington, said that Anderson admitted it to the murder. He told me they called him Houdini because of the case, and he basically made the body disappear. Yeah, I heard about that. Yikes. Okay, let's go back to this then. I was just access to a really good therapist, which is likely going to be needed for decades. Yeah. I don't think he burned the body. One could find traces such as like bone fragments. Hi, Patty. How are you doing today? Hello. I've been watching this trial on the ice cream murder. Yeah, you could fill us in on some of the facts and stuff like that. I haven't watched from the beginning, but he was a stalker to the 100th degree. Yeah, I just think his reaction to his daughter's testimony is just hilarious. Like, he just looks like he's like, oh my God, I can't believe she's testifying against me. I wonder if he thought that she was going to testify, like, for him.
What time did you eat breakfast on this particular day in March of 2020?
I don't know. We had French toast and eggs, and
Ooh, I love French toast.
The time wasn't very clear.
Was it before 4:30 in the morning?
Most definitely.
Oh, Anderson's daughter testifies to mom's Mexico trip. Oh, was mom going to go to Mexico and then he was going to bring the daughter to go spy spy on them or something. Sorry. Okay. Let me listen.
Okay, and you ate? Who else ate?
My 2 little brothers.
And how did they happen to get up and have breakfast at that time on a
3
school day?
kids.
My dad came into our rooms and woke us all up.
Had you been expecting your dad in any way, shape, or form to arrive?
No.
Okay, so let me
Anderson's daughter testifies that she was abruptly woken up by her dad while staying at her mom's. Wait. Where was the mom?
ask you if we get to a point where you on a Sunday go to the family tree farm. Do you remember that?
A little, yeah.
Okay. And what vehicle got you to the family tree farm?
The van.
And is
Oh, you know what? And the other 2 sons, her younger brothers are probably too young to testify because they probably don't remember much. Or maybe they just remember bits and pieces.
this a regular vehicle you have that you know of, that you are familiar with?
Yeah.
So who usually operates that van?
The defendant.
Okay. And
She calls him the defendant. He looks like he's in disbelief. So she ain't calling you dad no more, is she? Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta use the restroom really quick, guys. Here, get up, stretch, use the restroom. I'll be back in 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Yeah, I didn't know you're here. Yeah, look at his facial reaction where she calls him the defendant. I'm gonna rewind it for you guys. How's it going, Patty? What have you been up to? I actually I read a little bit about the ice cream murder trial. Apparently for that one, the ice cream man was like badly beaten, robbed or something. And then a couple months later, it seems like he decided to get revenge on the people that possibly did it. Was it like 5 people that were involved or something? That's all I know. I read a little long crime article about it. All right, guys, back to the obsessed ex-boyfriend murder trial. I don't know why I can't like say it. I have a hard time remembering. Obsessed ex-boyfriend murder trial. I blame it on sick brain then, okay? Okay, so we got about like 10 minutes left. This is pretty short. But I don't know, maybe we'll watch a little bit more of all the other stuff. Turn off my music. All right, let's go.
and if you saw a picture of that van, you'd recognize it. Okay. And so who usually operates that van?
The defendant.
Okay. And
look at his face. Do I still have my zoom ins in here? The Alex Murdaugh trial. Oh god, none of these zoom ins are lining up. Hold on, let me. I gotta delete these. Let me delete these quick. This is from the Murdoch trial. Remove and copy. Now we got a new one. Every time we have a new trial, we gotta redo all of the camera stuff. There we go. Yeah, it was seen that he targeted the wrong people for what? He targeted the wrong people? He targeted the wrong people for revenge. The evidence is shaky. I don't know if he supposedly, he was so injured he couldn't fire a gun. Do you think the guy is guilty? Yeah, apparently, that was the case that had a, it was like a mistrial or something, right? Because apparently the evidence was like circumstantial, and then like the witnesses were all like not good witnesses or not credible or something. So that's why, because I was wondering why it was why they're doing a retrial. But yeah, let me know if there's any update. Okay. I was distracted for a while. Was it already in the video that his father signaled his daughter to shut up? Wait, really? No, was it in this video? I'm not sure.
And is this a regular vehicle you have that you know of, that you are familiar with?
Yeah.
So who usually operates that van?
The defendant.
Okay. And if you saw a picture of that van, you'd recognize it, you believe? Yeah.
Any lip readers? Do you have any idea what he might have said there?
Yes.
Okay.
He looks like he's in this.
So I'm going to show you a picture up on the screen in just a second.
So it's State's Exhibit 1.
And this is State's Exhibit 1, number
pissed.
254. And I'm just asking if you think you recognize this vehicle.
Oh, God, he looks pissed. But I don't know if he's pissed because maybe he's going to accuse his daughter of lying on the stand, or because he, he thought he had control of his daughter and he didn't think the daughter was going to testify and give all this information. Yes, 10 not guilty, 2 guilty, and a mistrial. And the judge sent him away for 13 years to a new trial anyways. What did he get to 13 years for? He burned the body in his burn pit. What's going on here? Or was this van not registered to him?
Yes.
Okay, whose vehicle is that?
I mean, it's got a license plate and everything.
Defendant's.
Is that the van you were mentioning?
Yes.
And so who went in that van to the tree farm, if you remember? Again, I'm talking about on a Sunday, May 17th.
Me, the defendant, and my
I'm
two
going to
brothers.
object that.
Oh, the judge thought the ice cream man did it, even though the mistrial sent him. Oh, okay. Gotcha. I posted a link above. He makes a gesture to keep her mouth shut and makes a pleading facial expression. For some reason, we don't have links. I don't know. The links doesn't show on my end. Are you in my Discord by any chance, Taxi? If you are, can you post in the Discord? I can take a look at it. Or maybe I can just Google it. Is it on like Court TV or Law and Crime?
You just said Sunday, May 17th.
I apologize. What? Yeah,
Dude, his face. Who's this other guy coming in? Rolling back from like late lunch break or something? Why is he shrugging? Is he looking at his daughter right now and shrugging at her? Dude, I feel like he's breathing
so on that
heavily.
weekend,
He looks
I
pissed.
apologize. On that weekend,
There's an objection.
yeah, I'm altering the question. So
Well, what weekend are you talking about?
what? I was about to say.
Specify the weekend.
Yep. On the weekend of May 16th and May 17th, okay, of 2020, you went to the tree farm, correct?
Right?
And you went in that van.
Correct.
Okay. Who drove it?
The defendant.
And if you recall, what were the state of the seats in the van?
Oh
There
no.
were 2 middle seats, 3 back seats, and 2 front seats.
Okay. And do you remember which seats were in on this particular weekend?
Yeah.
Do you remember? So if you remember, which ones?
Well, not the middle ones, just the back ones and the front ones.
Okay. And who on the trip to the tree farm where did you come from? So
He shouldn't be involving his daughter in crimes. Kids are very observant. He probably thought the daughter was going to back him up, but he's got to remember that kids, they grow up, they mature. 12-year-old is not going to stay 12-year-old forever. At some point, they're going to grow up and be like, holy shit, my parent was unhinged.
So what residence did you come from to drive to the tree farm?
My dad's house.
Okay.
Oh,
And so where were the twins in that van?
The back seats.
And where were you?
In the front seat.
Okay. And do you remember any items that your father, that the defendant also put in the van?
Just a chainsaw.
Okay. And so was that in the van as well?
When?
When you went there?
Yes.
Okay. So about, if you know, approximately how long were you at the tree farm? About?
4 hours.
Okay. And during the time you were there, did you, what if anything did the defense?
Wait, I just did a Google search and I feel like guys, you guys are my witnesses, okay? If I ever get in trouble for this Google search, can you burn a body in a fire pit? You guys are my witnesses, okay? I'm Googling it because of this. Just in case, okay? I just want to know. You posted the link under, oh, True Crime Discord. Thank you. Daughter appear. Oh, God. I thought it was going to be like a Buster's thing where it was like, people said he was giving a middle finger, but it looked like he was biting his fingernail. I don't know. That gesture right there, just based on the thumbnail, it looks like a zip it. Okay. Let me see. Moment father appears, sends signal warning daughter to stop talking as she testifies at his murder trial. Is this guy dumb? I mean, I guess obviously yes, but like, does he not know this is being streamed? Hold on a second. Okay, you know what? Let's watch. Maybe he could be doing other things. Maybe he was like picking like, a little lint off his like little mustache or something. You got a mustache? I can't tell. Let's see. I need to see before and the. I don't know, man. They keep I gotta see the before and after. I gotta see the whole context. I gotta see like the 5 seconds before and the 5 seconds afterward. Just this part right here. I don't know. Maybe he's picking his lip. We'll keep watching.
Defendant borrow from anybody else?
I'm going to object as far as foundation.
Response?
He just asked that, what did Mr. Anderson borrow?
What, if anything, he said, did Mr. Anderson borrow?
Correct, and so I'm objecting as far as foundation for that question. Hasn't been established what she was doing at the tree farm, who she was with, what she had the opportunity to observe. That's just the objection.
Oral.
So what, if anything, did the defendant borrow while at...
Zachariah Anderson is charged with first-degree intentional homicide, Steve says hi, stalking and hiding a corpse. I don't know if you can see on the camera. Yo, Steve! What you doing over there? He says hi. He says hello. Okay.
At the tree farm that you were present for?
Just my grandfather's boots.
Okay. Are those work boots?
Yes.
Okay. And ultimately, where were those work boots when you guys left the tree farm?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you tell law enforcement at some point that the boots were brought home with you guys in the van?
Most definitely.
Okay. So when you came home from the tree farm, what transportation did you use to get home?
The van.
And who drove?
My dad.
And was there any difference in who was seated where?
No.
So,
oh man, I wonder if he ever had the body in the van while his kids were present, like in the back or something like that. Hey Sean, how are you doing today? Taxi says, this guy strikes me as a Wikipedia level specimen of a narcissist. He's so in love with himself and thinks he's so beautiful and wonderful. Lol.
On that weekend of the 16th and 17th, did you have an opportunity to see how the rug was in the back of this van?
Yes.
Carpeting. Okay. So I'm going to show you a picture. And this is picture what?
States Exhibit 126.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying my YouTube chat wasn't showing on the below. Now it's there. Hi, Rain.
So this is Exhibit 1260. Do you notice that there's something cut out in the van in this picture?
Yes.
And was that area cut out when you and your little brothers went to the tree farm on the weekend of May 16th and May 17th of 2020?
No.
Can I show a picture with the stains? I'm going to show you another picture.
Can I show a picture with the stains?
When you were in this van on the weekend of May 16th and May 17th, what, if any, smell of bleach did you smell in that van?
No, and those stains were not there either.
So you see some stains on this picture, and again, this is exhibit.
One state.
Bleach is, sorry, the caption's hiding it. There's too much overlay shit on this stream. I'm gonna have to move this around. So I see some bleach right there, some dots over here. Ugh. I mean, what was he thinking? Obviously, he would be a suspect. You know? A guy just randomly just goes missing. I wonder if he tried to like pin it on someone else, or if he tried to frame someone else. Like I wonder if he tried to like maybe say like, oh, you know, this guy was involved with like gangs, or he was like selling drugs, or like, you know what I mean? Like sometimes they like try to do that, try to get investigators to like diverge into like other people instead. Like, he even tried that? I mean, oh, you know what? Do we have an interrogation video? I would love to watch an interrogation video for this guy, actually. Do we have an interrogation video?
States Exhibit 1257.
So those stains were not on the van?
No.
When did you last see the van where you looked inside it? Was it on the Saturday or the Sunday, if you remember?
No.
Okay. Just on that weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. And the last time you saw that van, in terms of the interior of the van, was when you came back from the tree farm? Or did you guys go elsewhere after that, if you remember?
Okay, so I don't see any interrogation videos, and I don't know if they're going to play them in trial or anything like that, but I would love to watch an interrogation video. That, and I guess we should have watched the, I want to know what his defense is saying. What is the defense saying? Is the defense saying they're like, oh, you know, he was out of town, he was never there, or like, I want to know what they're saying. Or if the defense is saying, they're like, okay, yeah, he did do it, but he did it to protect his kids because he thought his kids were in danger, the wife is abusive or something like that. Like, what is the defense saying?
No, we just stayed at the house and waited for Mom to pick us up.
Now, so on that Sunday, did the defendant drop you off at your mom's, or did your mom come and pick you up, if you know?
No, my mom came and picked me up.
And when your mom came and picked you up, do you recall what the defendant was wearing in terms of outerwear? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Dude, and like, okay, I didn't read the rest of this, but Zachariah Anderson's daughter testifies to spying on her mom and her new boyfriend with her dad. The minor witness said it was 3 a.m. on her 12th birthday. It was her birthday. And this man was like, hey, for your birthday, let's go spy on your mom and the new boyfriend. Let's see what they're up to. Holy shit. What a piece of shit. When she saw her dad, and the dad breaks into the victim's car. Like, you know, maybe it's good that the other two are too young. Maybe they're too young to remember any of the dad's batshit crazy behaviors.
So we're going to show you State's Exhibit 42. So first, can you first tell us what you remember that he was wearing? Please, before you show it.
He was wearing a white tee with jeans, sandals, his usual, and a blue flannel.
Okay. So I'm now going to show you what's been marked as, one more time, State's Exhibit. 42. Can you make that a little smaller? Thank you. Do you recognize what that's a picture of in the context of this case?
Yes.
What is that?
My dad.
Okay. And in terms of what the person is wearing, what the defendant's wearing, is that familiar to you based on what you've said today?
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
His blue flannel jacket.
Okay. Is that the same blue flannel that you're saying that he was wearing?
I saw on that day, yes.
Okay.
April 24, 2020. So this is about like maybe a month or so before the murders happened. Gutierrez is at Beecham's house. She hears noises in the night. Evidence shows it was Anderson spying on them. May 8, 2020, Beecham finds a phone belonging to Anderson hidden in her car. Later, Anderson's Find My Phone app shows that he tracked her. How long were they separated for? Like recently separated, or they've been separated for like long ass time?
No, but I didn't even realize either, and I like released it.
During this time period, when you were at the tree farm, in that time period of mid-May of 2020, what, if anything, can you say about whether your father was discussing?
May 17th, Gutierrez vanishes. May 18, on the morning, Anderson buys rubber gloves, bleach, garbage bags, and shampoo at Walmart. The day after it happened.
A boyfriend of your mom's.
Yes.
Okay, so when you saw the defendant, how often during that time period? So let's start from like March of 2020 until this tree farm visit. How often when you saw him would he discuss with you?
2 days after the murders, Beecham calls 911 when she hasn't heard from Gutierrez in 2 days. Police finds a bloody scene at his apartment.
Your mom's boyfriend, or this person that might be your mom's boyfriend. How often?
Pretty frequently.
And what did he call this new person in your mom's life?
Oh, wow. He was arrested like days after. Nice.
Did he have names that he called him or not?
Yes, there were, but it would be disrespectful for me to say them in this courtroom in front of his mother.
So I'm asking that you say the names. So what, if any, names do you recall specifically? Thank you for telling us that. But
they boop it out. December 11, Anderson charges first-degree homicide, hiding a corpse, and stalking.
did he say, if he did he explain to you why he was calling Rosalio Gutierrez, or this person, the new boyfriend of your mom's, Booger?
Well, of course, the first one is because of,
I'm asking about Booger.
Well, when he looked through the window at my mom's house on the morning of my birthday.
March 15, Anderson's first trial begins, and a mistrial is declared the next day over witness information. Was denied, though.
He saw him apparently pick his nose and wipe it on my mother's couch, and so it was a thing for a while that we wouldn't sit on the couch. It was really just, it was a very odd situation, I guess. I don't know how to explain it.
And after that time, was how often was the name Booger, did it come from your from the defendant's mouth talking to you?
It was used in a joking manner if he was joking around about it, but other than that, it wasn't very used.
Okay. And did your, what, if anything else, did you hear about your, about whether the defendant planned on...
I'm going to object to leading.
Well, it's...
I have to get her there somehow, Judge. I'm not, again, I'm not...
Leading is not among the permitted methods ordinarily, except in exceptional circumstances. He hadn't finished his question, though, so I don't know where he's going. So you can finish your question.
What, if anything else, did the defendant say to you?
And we are going to let him finish that question on the other side of this break that we do have to squeeze in, but don't worry, we are...
This is Encore TV and their breaks. Is Law and Crime, are they doing this? Okay, I guess we'll watch the rest of this later on. I'm trying to find some information about this case, but there's like not too much. I don't know. I'm even on Law and Crime. I'll go back on Law and Crime and see if I could read like the day-by-day recaps, and then I'll get back to you guys on all of that, okay? I guess I'll do that. But I'm trying to find like articles that just like summarizes more, you know, like gives us the whole timeline of like how long was he, you know, with his girlfriend for, how long they were separated before like the, you know, she decided to find a new boyfriend. Like, I don't know. I just want more information. So I will get all the information and I'll be back. But I just wanted to watch this really quick because I just thought it was really interesting. Let me go to Court TV really quick. Oh, I wanted to watch this as well. Mysterious death of Stephen Smith on Court TV. Oh, right here. Possible witness tampering. Oh, is this the second half? Oh, this is the second half. God, I gotta do yard work though. You guys care if we come back tomorrow or later? I have to do yard work. Wait, let me see if this is the whole thing. I think we should just watch our long crime because long crime will be like uninterrupted. Let's see. This right here. Oh, okay, this. So apparently, people were saying that he was trying to like give hand signals to tell his daughter to like stop testifying or to shush or keep her mouth shut, I guess.
Mom with dad with both. We don't know if mom and dad, what their relationship is. There are all these hidden dynamics that the judge doesn't know about either. The judge is trying.
Yeah, okay, now that looks pretty bad. I was like, maybe he was trying to pick his lip. You know, maybe he's got a little skin hanging out or something. Maybe there's some lint in his little mustache. Dude, the cameras are on you. Why are you so dumb?
To protect his process, judge needs to be sure to be responsive to any complaints or concerns from both the state and the defense.
I have to address the video that we're showing because obviously now it is.
That looks pretty bad, okay? This guy's probably unhinged. Stream your yard work? Oh my God, no, it's just gonna be crying and tears and weeds and all types of horrible shit. It's just gonna be so dirty. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go do yard work though. But I feel like, if you're a streamer and you're like your 30s and up, you're definitely doing a lot of fucking housework. Now, if you're like a streamer in your teens and 20s, you're probably not doing any of the housework shit yet because you're too fucking lazy. But yeah, I gotta go do yard work. Okay, guys. We'll be back. I do want to watch the rest of this, and I will be back. I was going to stream tomorrow, but I'll be back tomorrow. So I'm going to try to gather as much information as I can about this case. I'm not going to watch all of the trial videos because it's going to be really long, and I can't be absorbed in another trial right now because I'm trying to take a little break from the Murdoch stuff. But yeah, I will try to read as much articles. If you guys have anything to send them over in the Discord. I appreciate it. And then, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow, okay? We'll watch the rest of it. We'll watch the rest of this tomorrow, and I will see you guys later. All right. Bye, guys. I don't know. Maybe it's just the streamers that you watch. Possibly. Hey, what's up? What do you need? All right. Bye, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll continue the rest of this, and have a great fucking day. If you guys want to, I do stream on Twitch as well. I play video games on there. If you like video games, stop by on Twitch. Other than that, if you just like the true crime stuff, stick with the YouTube. All right, guys. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one.